And we're back.
With the Clarity Podcast.
With the Clarity Podcast. Welcome to it.
Entitled Clarify, because it's clever.
Yeah, do you get it? Has anybody gotten that yet?
I'm sure they have.
I'm kidding.
I'm kidding.
Can't you tell?
My eyes were closed. I wasn't looking.
Okay, whatever. Really. But guys, yeah, it's really smart to get it like Clarity Clarify.
Yeah, sure.
Well, thanks for coming back, if you're coming back.
Yeah, seriously. We're just like totally just talking about all this crazy shit just for a long time.
Yeah.
So if you're here still,
yeah,
at the beginning of chapter 2.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I hope things are getting exciting.
Oh, yes, they're about to.
You know?
About to start our side quest. Our tool thread is going to come up.
Ugh.
Some action is happening now.
We're getting there. We're in the meat of it.
Meat.
Yeah. So welcome to chapter 2. We already said that. We had quite the cliffhanger with Willing,
mm-hmm.
and we're brought back into this chapter completely new territory.
It's
like time has passed. It's almost a complete disregard to the narrative that has been going on up until this point. It truly is a side quest.
Right.
You know, it's like put everything on pause.
We're fast forwarding to a new point in the character's life.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, still autobiographical.
But what happened with that? I don't know yet. Right?
Yeah. We don't know, and then you'll figure out how it all relates later.
Oh yeah.
But not now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So. Cassidy's, if I can even say my name,
Cassidy's History Corner.
Wow.
Half cat, half horn stab.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. Well, this is where I get to talk about my most lovely and amazing friend, Erin Nuri, for the first time.
She's in it. She's
literally in it. She's the only other voice besides my own on the whole entire record, and she's so deserving of that role. So Erin Nuri is like my best friend, pretty much. I met her in high school, and this is awesome too. I can't really talk about meeting her without bringing up still just one of the most amazing role models that I have is my high school art teacher, Mr. Eckerly. Shouts, Mr. Eckerly. He actually mistook us for one another. In his art room. I was in there during a study hall trying to like get something or finish something, and he's like, Nuri, and I was like, Gephardt. And he's like, oh, actually, do you know Nuri? And I was like, no. She's like, actually, you should. And I don't know, it's just one of those like fluke timing of the universe. Like, I still don't even know why he was like, you should know each other out of all of the people in the room. But honestly, pretty out of character for me. I went and sat by her, just at her art table.
Interesting.
And we had like a whole 45-minute period together at the end of the day. And instant best friends. Like, how weird is that?
That's weird.
It is crazy. So one of the reasons that we became instant best friends is because we were both going to this like upper middle class, all girls Catholic high school. But we were pretty outlier-ish. And I think it was pretty common, like, for girls who went there, like, if they were experiencing some other shit, like, not like, I live in an amazing house with my amazing family and my amazing rich parents, and everything is cookie cutter and clean, and, like, you know, oh my gosh, what is that place in SpongeBob where all the Squidwards live? And everything is the same. I'm sorry. You know.
Oh my God. Yes. That's great.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that.
Or like Whoville. You know, it's like if people were experiencing real life, it seemed, at least my experience, that we weren't talking about it.
Right.
But I talked to Erin, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like your parents are going through a divorce too. Like, wait, this is happening. And everybody needs a friend that understands what they're going through. And she was that first person for me kind of immediately, which was awesome. So what's cool about her is that she is an artist. She's a poet. And we always had this understanding with each other. I mean, we met in the art room. You know what I mean? We always had this like artistic understanding to each other too. So she went through a really tough time. And I was messing around on the ukulele. And actually, after I kind of figured out what was really going on with her, instead of like talking to her or calling her and texting her, which of course I was, the best thing that I could figure out how to do to show her that I like understood what she was going through and I had empathy for her was I wrote her this ukulele song.
It seems to be a common thread with you.
Yeah.
Writing music to deal with feelings.
No.
It's almost like you're an artist.
Way.
It's almost like you're a musical artist.
Yeah, but we've always, since that moment, had that kind of nature to our relationship where it's like she would send me her poems and her art and I would send her my songs, and we believed in each other so much. Like when I was trying to go to Belmont, she was like, heck yeah, you can go to Belmont. And I was like, my house is going under foreclosure and I don't know how I'm going to pay it. And I don't know if I'm going to get it. And she was like, you will. And all of my teachers, most everybody in my life, except for my mom and Aaron Nuri, were like, it's probably not going to happen. And they're preparing me for this letdown.
Interesting.
But she was like, no, of course it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Even when it looked like it didn't. And then fast forward a year, I'm at Belmont and then she's trying to apply to school. And she's like, I want to go to Princeton. Same thing. Everybody's like, how the heck are you going to make that work? Like, you don't have money. Mm-hmm. Like, you didn't have good enough grades. She went to Princeton. and we've always just been these, like, almost, like, overly optimistic forces in each other's lives. Mm-hmm. But it's funny how fake it till you make it. Honestly.
Oh, definitely.
Like, if you really believe something. I mean, and she's just given me so much confidence. She was like, well, you have to write your own music. Mm-hmm. You just have to. And I'm like, okay, before I ever really even did, you know? So she's amazing. And I'm so glad and so honored that she's in this piece. But, like the emotional origin for the song is pretty similar to what happened in high school. She sent me this voice memo a day or so after she had experienced a sexual assault. And it was that same thing where it's like, unfortunately, it's all too common. This wasn't the first time that I had a conversation with someone who had been in that experience. I've had my own experiences, but I like obsessively was like, how do I show you that I have empathy and love and care? And writing this musical response to her poem was what came out. Like, I just like didn't stop writing it until it was done. Mm-hmm. And I was almost scared to send it back to her because you run the risk of someone hearing something like that and then being like, thanks for making it about you. or anything. But I was very careful about my words, and the whole sentiment of like her ending the poem with it's still January and me ending my portion of it is when will January end, I think conveyed enough. I mean, she's amazing at words. She knew what I was saying. It's kind of this statement of like, it's still January. Her assault happened in January. It's like, once something like that happens, you carry it with you. If I end my thing, it's like, when will it end? Mm-hmm. So I think she was able to pick up on all those things. And obviously I've gotten her permission to have this song on my record, use her voice, use her, writing. But that's where the song came from. I just wanted to sonically reflect what she was expressing in her poem. Two people making art about the same horrible thing in their own ways. One art form is never more valid than another, and that's kind of what's shown here, which is a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the narrative purpose of this song is that music can be and is an empathetic vessel to communicate with people that you love. Which
I love is it's a we're starting this, what we're calling the side quest, away from our main codependency kind of quest. Mm-hmm. And I love that it's you're using music for good. It's not for bad, but like before you were like not knowing how to grapple with like potentially damaging feelings of like things that you felt about like not being truthful and honest in relationships about how you may have felt, or grappling with these things and being like, I'm like worried about this situation, I'm gonna write a song about it because I'm kind of like and like trying to communicate in these ways and beat around the bush and be codependent. Here, this is part of this side quest thing, is it's like you're being honest, you're being truthful and empathetic, and you use the same device to do that. And I think that's the beginning of us starting to kind of realize what the side quest is about. Is like, it's a small little journey of learning. Yeah. And it just goes to show, like, I love thinking about stuff like
Shut up. I knew that you heard that. I love thinking about stuff too,
I love
Cassidy.
thinking about stuff.
No, I like thinking about stuff like music, or let's go to Harry Potter land, magic. Kind of what you just said is like magic is this weird entity. You can use it for good or for evil.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that's true,
like,
actually.
Like
That's
music
cool.
kind of feels like this same way too, where it can be, you know, I teach piano lessons, and sometimes you don't need therapy. You got to pay for piano lessons, or you got to pay, because what happens is it's a mirror sometimes. Like if you're dealing with some ego problems, try to learn an instrument and see how it goes.
Yeah, right. It'll really put you in your place. That's true.
Yeah, if you want to express love,
and you can't figure out how to say it. Yeah.
Why don't you mess around with music and see how it goes? If you're angry, mess around with music, see how it goes. It's this same thing. Yeah, it's just very reflective of what's in us. And I think at its most like raw and pure form, which I would say this may be one of those touchstones where I got close, as close as I have personally been with like how to use music in a good and beautiful and honest and pure and sincere way. Like, look what can happen. So absolutely. I don't know. I'm really talking this thing up.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I think everybody has kind of gotten the gist of the lyrical narrative. Obviously, Erin's poem was an account of her thoughts and feelings after what happened to her. And then my little portion, which is actually really just like 4 lines, is just a response. So a lot of the work that needed to be done was musical.
Yeah.
And I think the harmony did a good job of kind of conveying that. It had some ebb and flow. It kind of feels like a hymn, which then could be like a prayer. And like, what's a prayer? Hopefully just a powerful thought that you're kind of casting out for the sake of good, is what I like to think. Good and for healing, hopefully.
Right.
You know, what's interesting is like I wanted the musical narrative to be a little indulgent. I think sometimes when things like this happen, there's this maybe thought or like self-pressure, especially as strong women, to get over it, to move on, to whatever. But I wanted this song to be a landscape and a texture where like it is sad and raw and painful. And like if you're feeling like that, go to this song and live there for a second. You know, like it's okay. I think it's a home for grief.
I think it shows, like when you talk about using music as empathy for someone else, the fact that you're saying, I hear you're sad and I'll raise you one more sad. You know what I mean?
Not
like
as a contest, but as like...
I mean, yeah, as I'm like, I'll like show you that like, I'm not going to try to make it better. Yeah. Just because I'm going to try to, you know, right. I have this problem with a lot of my interpersonal relationships of like just trying to fix.
Oh, me too. Thing, me too.
You know? And I am really not good at being
just in there with them. Yeah. Sitting in it.
You know, this is a clear, like, yep, I see that sadness. Let me create sadness too, so I can show you that I'm also sad. Yeah. You know, it's a very colorful way of doing that. Yeah. Another hope, and this is truly a hope. No one's ever said anything upon hearing the song like this, but I don't know. Maybe this is not a good part of me that has this intention, but it's like when you try to explain something like this to someone who's never experienced before, you know, it's like, how do you have true empathy unless you have lived that experience? Empathy means you have to have lived it. You have to fully understand versus sympathy, right? Right. So I guess in a way, too, it's like maybe this song could be a tool. If the sadness and the emotions, like, it's like, this is right. If the words themselves can't make you feel this way, what if we add this musical affect and this thing and this context and this? Totally. Then does it drive you deeper into that feeling, right? Make you be like, whoa, that's how you feel? Yeah. When you experience that? Yeah, I think that's a great point. And that's what art can do. It's a tool. It is an emotional tool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the duality for this one is perfect. Every time I read them, I'm like, they're perfect. I mean, they are perfect. Of course they're perfect. Spent some time solidifying them for sure. Yeah, but it's strength versus delicacy, which we've already touched on. You know, like, first of all, Erin had to be incredibly freaking strong to even sit down and write this poem,
which I must say, what we ended up using for this is just like the back,
just a part of it
portion.
Yeah.
There's a whole front, and maybe I'll see if I can get
Have
that
the
whole thing.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Or at least like have it typed out or something for people to read, because it's very powerful. You know, but Delicacy, when you're in this state, like you're so close to crumbling at any second.
Mm-hmm.
So even, you know, you can hear her voice, like she almost cries when she's speaking. And it's just riding that line constantly. And even the music, there's some just, it's almost like hardly any sound and some wind. Like the tree that's in the picture, it looks like it could fall over any second.
Yeah.
But you best believe it's not going to type thing. It's this like you're on the cusp, and it takes so much that you don't have to like keep on going. So Strength versus Delicacy.
Strength versus Delicacy.
Yeah, there wasn't too much when I brought it to you that I thought needed to happen, but you heard some awesome things.
Did I?
Yeah.
What were those things, Cassidy? Because I don't remember.
You don't remember.
Unless you jog my memory.
No, the timing of when the keys entered.
Yes.
I had them.
Right.
I had them laid. Yeah, I had the keys coming in
almost immediately, right?
Not almost. Well, to me,
there was a
didn't feel
lot
like
of keys in vocal and Aaron's spoken part happening.
it was the same amount.
It was
of keys. We didn't add or take away anything.
Oh, gotcha.
It was a scoot.
It was a scoot.
It was a scoot, but a very important scoot.
Oh, right. They were. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
How did it?
Let's find out.
How did it line up?
I'll show you.
I'm just not remembering because of how they came in. So were we listening to the demo version?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see here what that was.
Yeah. Again, it's just for such a simple song, a change like this.
I only hope my daughter grows up in a world where no reserves a right.
Interesting, the delay on it makes it feel
no will never make her body limp.
Like a megaphone or something.
Each morning,
right, almost immediately.
Fingers wipe away black, press fingertips to temples.
Oh, I know what it was, and she continues to talk over when it starts.
The self back together.
Right.
Compare them.
I'm just.
Yeah.
To know what it would take.
So we had
She's
big
still talking
moment.
here. And for me, I felt
it's too crowded.
We had one break here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I felt like the concept was different, right? I felt that the concept needed to be, it's Aaron, and then the Rhodes is there.
Yeah.
But I re-recorded that Rhodes that you just heard. That was like a recorded Rhodes. I put my phone again. This time it was actually not for like sound quality. It was for a sound quality purpose, but it wasn't like a oh, I'm going to sample this with my phone so it feels kind of affected like at the end of Candle. This was literally like, this needs to sound like Cassidy's playing this piano part
in the room,
into a voice memo,
like
phone.
with Aaron as she's performing.
So that way, either with Aaron as she's performing it, or another way I thought about it was like as the literal response. Right, as like, you send me a voice memo, I send you a voice memo, right? But then voice memo blossoms into recording, right? And like that's, instead of here's voice memo, and then it just beep boo da ba da da dum, like the entrance comes in, and then Aaron's still talking in the previous version, and it felt just disconnected. Like, why does that come in there? You know, it feels like Aaron's what she's saying there. She's saying something so potent. It's like, let's just experience that.
Yeah.
And ease in the harmony and the keys. And then when that's done, then we move over here. And what's Cassidy's response now?
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, exactly.
As we enter into stereo. Yeah, truly. And then, my question for you is like, I know this is a short song. I don't really want to change it. But, you know, I just remember being aware of those things.
Like, it was so short, you're like, is that a problem?
Exactly, exactly. And so I remember having this discussion with you as to like, well, why is it short? Why is it like what it is? Like, does it need anything else? And, you know, we ended up talking about it and deciding, like, we don't need to change anything about the length. Like, it's serving its purpose.
Yeah, I mean, this this is a whole other freaking rant that I could get on. It's like people with TV shows are like, I wish it was like something like like this happens a lot in Star Wars. Like people are like, I wish this was like an hour episode. Like I wish it was longer, right? And it'll be like a 40-minute or 38-minute episode instead of like a 52-minute episode, right?
Yeah.
So all Star Wars communities like complaining about that. I'm always just like, it should be as long as it needs to be, whether that's 2 minutes or 5 hours. Like,
right.
It's just like, it should only be as long as it's like longer movies. Like you think of like Lord of the Rings. It's like obviously a super popular example. I'm not like, I like movies, but I'm not like a film buff. So like, I know plenty of people like my wife Chloe and good friends who would be like this and this and this. And you probably are thinking of some, but like there's just these formats of things that it's like, it's one of my favorite songs of all time. It's like 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And you would never, when you listen to it, you're like, yeah, they went by really fast, but also like, what a journey. The song Canyon Dust by Becca Stevens. Check it out right now. It's an incredibly composed piece of music, right? And yeah, anyway, I'm just get really up in arms about that.
Think about
it's
books
like,
in a series.
Yeah, sure,
like
books.
that's the most.
Yeah, some
like,
books are
that
like
is
1,000 pages. And
you can see it, right?
Yeah.
It's not just like length. It's not like you can compare a book to a book to a book.
Yeah, totally.
And just be like, yes, the first book needed to be short. The second book needed to be longer.
Mm-hmm. Or some people are like, that book was too long.
Right?
Didn't need to be that long.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I have friends who are like, yeah, Oppenheimer was like 30 minutes too long for me.
Right.
And I was just like, I don't agree. I thought it was the perfect length.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, so it is subjective to some degree.
Yeah.
But
I like the idea of books though, because you could be like, it's the one thing where it's kind of already acceptable across the board. It's like an author puts out a book, people accept a 100-page book.
Yeah. Totally.
People accept a 1,000-page book. You know, it's like very common for you to have a very like substantial, like times 10
It must
difference.
be because you can set a book down. You can come back to it, right? Like a movie, you're typically like
in it.
The desired experience.
Yeah.
In most cases, like you start it and you finish it in the same sitting. You know, and I think that's probably why, because games are that way. Video games are that way because it's like you don't finish it in one sitting.
Right.
Like you come back to it just like a book.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
like typically like, you know, super long, like some of the best video games. I mean, the actual main quest, the main story is like takes a long time. It's like 50 hours, right?
Yeah.
That's a long time. And I think that sometimes it just needs to be that long.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But in other cases, sometimes it doesn't need to be long at all, to just be this potent little blip.
Yeah. I wouldn't change a thing.
No, absolutely. It's perfect length. The song is perfect length.
Yeah. We added a whole beat.
We added a whole beat. Man, how important that beat is.
We'll talk about that beat.
Oh my God, that's an important beat.
Yeah. We'll get there though. So yeah, you know, we have that giant cliffhanger from Willing.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to talk about this. Remember when we had that session where all we did, some people are going to laugh at this, where all we did, and it took us like still a few hours, is decide how much space should be in between the tracks on, if you're like listening to the album from end to end.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Some people don't care about that stuff.
Oh, sure.
Some people are like, oh, well, it's like however long on this one, so let's just like all of them should be like that. It's like, what?
Oh my God.
I know. So here's a little nugget for you guys. We intentionally put more space between chapters.
Yeah.
Than
absolutely.
any amount of time, and everything is different. I'm pretty sure we looked at me like, is it arousing?
There was no reason to make it the same. It was just like, how does it feel?
How does it feel? Is it. How does it feel?
Do we feel like we have enough breath? Do we not feel? Do we want to keep that energy going?
Right.
Negative space and the absence of sound is still music, everybody. Yeah. All right. Go check out some John Cage if you haven't already.
But if it just feels extra cliffhangery, that's absolutely why. Because
let it resonate.
Let it resonate. Like that song's not done when the strings end. Like that song's done when the reverb fades away. And then there's some extra time.
And then you sit in it and you're like, what the fuck did I just go through?
And then Aaron's voice comes in. And it's just one single thing. And it's just a voice memo.
Yeah.
It's completely like, I was also always hell-bent on keeping her original performance, because I think
Yes,
you had mentioned,
I
which
did.
of course you should.
Yeah.
He was just
Just
like, you know
curious.
what, like, would she ever want to re-record that? Mostly for sound quality purposes. It was never...
Actually got it sounding exactly how I wanted it to sound, too.
Yeah. Yeah. It was never for her performance or anything like that. It was just kind of like, is there a better way? Which you should always ask that question. And I was just like, no, I don't care about the quality of it.
It's that nature of her personality.
She would never say it the same way again.
Absolutely.
It would lose everything.
Mm-hmm.
Not everything.
It would take like a immensely trained like actor to like repeat that kind of performance.
And just no one ever could. Yeah, it is special because it is what it is,
Yeah.
you know? So I was like, I don't want to change that. And of course, you did your magic that I don't understand and it's perfect. But what a stark contrast, coming from the like most dense, crazy, classical, romantic chaos cadenza of all time to just like focused.
Yeah, a filtered human voice.
Mm-hmm. One that you haven't heard before.
For a voice memo on a phone with some like wind and
Yeah.
rustliness.
Yeah.
Totally different, like sampled audio and and spoken word, right? Huge contrast. And I think it helps demarcate the formal change of the chapters, right? And the fact that we're also entering what we're calling this sort of side quest, whether the listener knows, we're telling them that in this context, whether they know it or not, there's a shift.
Right.
A sizable shift.
Yeah. You mentioned the like the trees and the wind.
Mm-hmm.
That does so much work. That does so much work. I mean, up until this point, I think the only other like sound design stuff like that was the wind chimes and candle.
Mm-hmm.
But having them present here, I think I've mentioned this like every time, but going back to the tree picture, like I picked the perfect tree picture for this. It's like the sun is going down. It's like you're clinging to daylight.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it could fall over any second, but there's something about it that just makes you know that the tree is not going to blow over in the wind. It's just it's strength versus delicacy, but having those sound elements there helps transport you to this like just stark, cold, painful landscape, and it makes you feel alone.
Yes, the barrenness of it is 100%.
Yes.
Like the howling wind and stuff.
Ugh, it's so sad. And we had talked about like, should we do some field recording? Like, should I actually go out and find stuff? And that just was truly one thing where like I bought a Zoom and I was going to use it, but there's just not enough time. And then it's also like, how do you go and record like the perfect tree sounds and the perfect wind sounds? And
perfectionism is a bitch.
I just wasn't going to do it. And we still combed through. Well, you really did. Like,
yeah, we found some stuff.
Tons. But I still remember being like, not those leaves.
Yeah,
or like, yes,
100%.
these leaves plus those leaves, but this leaf has to be louder than that leaf.
Yeah,
Like,
there's a rustling. It was like, he's like, and his wind is like, oh, no. Like these like howling winds, but then there's like, it's like, well, what blend of that do we need? Like, what do we need of this? And there's moments where some are more important than other moments.
And you
It's
can
like,
hear them.
There's a howl there, but
Can
like,
we just listen to
the texture?
Yes,
That's a
leave
great
it to
point.
us. You guys thought you were getting a simple little song because it's short. No,
Yeah.
like it's like if we only have 3 things to think about, we will think about them
Yeah,
forever.
yeah.
It's perfect.
Again,
Like I know it's just like the everything about that is
musical.
I was just gonna say the
So
dynamics.
musical.
Yes, you can't tell me that
Again,
that
go
is.
listen to John Cage right now.
Yeah, it's so good. Or just watch an interview. Honestly, I wanna.
There's that one interview on
Yes.
YouTube. I send it to all my students like once a year.
Yeah.
Like, it's just gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Maybe we can link it. We can. I don't know.
oh, totally,
Yeah.
we can. Yeah, I mean, we didn't overcomplicate this, but it's like if we're gonna add something like this, we should take all the care in the world that we can.
Yes.
Otherwise, it could. This would be my worst fear. Serve as a distraction to what you should be
absolutely
paying attention to.
Yeah, look at every corner of what you're creating.
Yeah.
So you know that there's not a beast hiding in the corner being like, I'm going to ruin how your listener's going to feel about this if you don't notice me.
Right.
100%. That's a really great way of explaining it that I don't know if I've actually articulated well enough sometimes when it comes to like, you know, well, you got to think about it. You got to overthink it, or why are you doing this, or why it's like, I'm checking under the bed for monsters.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you don't want them sneaking up.
No.
Then they're arguing and be like, well, monsters aren't real. Watch Monsters Inc. too. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, and then we talked about how we delayed the entrance in the road so that we could have this big, when the harmony really changes for the first time, and then it blossoms into this stereo image, which we haven't experienced yet. Can we play that?
Which section?
Like after Aaron's voice
leaves
the
transition.
Yeah.
Let me go to, because I want you to hear the sound of this Rhodes. I'm going to play this for a second.
Secretly crying for the girl who always craved a hand to do it for her, to cup her chin, to tell her she was loved, to know what it would take to shake the frost from these bones. It's still January.
Yeah, like that is the perfect amount of time. I'm like mad at myself that back in the day I like didn't hear that crazy harmony thing happening at the wrong time. Like I don't know, you live and learn. But
it's art though, so it's like not wrong, but it's like what's more effective,
right?
You know, like what's
right.
more emotionally potent potentially,
right?
You know,
talk about the world's most like potent cymbal swell. Like, can you play that section without the cymbal swell?
Guess what?
What?
That's a fake cymbal.
Yeah.
It's not fake. It's sampled. It means it's like it's a virtual instrument playing a real cymbal.
Play that same spot without the cymbal.
Yeah.
Can we get an A-B?
Yeah,
Can we get an A-B?
Let's learn why percussion is amazing right now.
We're in a different spot.
Yeah. When I played it without the cymbal, there's like something faint. I think it's actually the sound of the bow and the strings, because that's the other thing. Like,
yeah,
the string players. I worked with them like for a minute because the song's so short. It's like, okay, now then what's important? The notes are not that hard, right?
Yeah.
But they helped me come up with the idea. They recommended we do a double track, I think, with muted strings at the same time. So we have this light sort of, I can't remember if it was Soltasto, which would be playing over the fingerboard, or Soponticello would be playing closer to the bridge. But it was a different playing position that highlights the woodiness of the sort of bow sound, but then mixed with the muted version, and it creates just this stark, no vibrato, right? No vibrato. So that's kind of a strange sound. We're used to hearing strings with vibrato.
Yeah. So
when you hear strings without vibrato, it sounds very icy and very kind of timid and harsh, and like this thin tree that's just kind of holding on for a life in the wind, and rustling gets louder too there, and kind of lifts up to be textural against the louder sort of environment that's happening. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It just feels like winter.
It does feel very wintry.
Yeah, it does.
I wonder how Jesse feels about that. He's very in tune. Jesse Gilmwalters, who did all of the synth recording on this record, he's very in tune to like seasons, being connected to sounds. I wonder what he would think too.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, just as we keep on going, you can hear how the harmony is kind of derived or inspired by like something that sounds like a hymn.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
It's like chord, hold. You know, it's like,
yeah.
It's that kind of idea where it's like you were saying something and then you're pausing. I feel like hymns are that way.
And then you kind of repeat it.
Jewish boy over here.
It's kind of like AABA.
Yeah, well, in the form. Yeah.
Too. So, yeah.
And
one thing, strophic.
I want to mention real quick about the starting on the voice memo of the Rhodes 2 before the harmony starts to change in this major way. There's a rawness to the sound quality that I think supports the authenticity of the message that you're trying to say in that moment. Right? Like there's a rawness to Aaron, there's a rawness to you, and that feeling is raw, and what you've gone through is raw. There's a rawness to that feeling. So when we make the decision to like have it be pretty, you know, like record quality, so to speak, like whatever you want to call it, like not lo-fi.
Yes.
So like what's the point of that? Once that chord comes in, it's this emotional swell and the cymbals there, and we have all this other stuff happening. And the sonic image, the panning is widening up too, like it's really focused here. And I think it's because we want it to be washing over you. Like it's like one captures the authenticity of the emotion. The other aspect captures the overwhelming nature of feelings like that.
I think it's the intention.
Yeah.
Like, you know, my intention was bring someone in, let this be a space where someone can further experience.
Like a sonic hug or something.
Yeah, it's like a sound bath.
Yes.
It truly is a sound bath. And that also ties into the whole like hymn-like nature of it. Like if this song had like, and I just don't know what other word to use, but like a prayerful purpose.
It's super focused.
Like it's just
it does feel like someone just sitting in one place, like closing their eyes, and they're cold and they're just like thinking this one focused thought.
Right. Yeah. That's what this side of the song should do. We tried some interesting things. You know, this kind of harkens back to the whole like, should we have Erin re-record her vocals? Obviously no was the answer, but for my vocal take, you know, it's weird to record vocals, number one. Just I think it is. It's weird to record vocals, number two, if you don't primarily feel like a vocalist, which I don't. I've always been like, I am a keys player and I guess I sing. I don't feel like that so much anymore, the more that I like grow and develop and stuff. But I used to. But sometimes when I'm in a vocal booth, I definitely feel like a poser. And a song like this that means so much, but there's really not too much to perform, is a very heady experience. Like I sang the whole song.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? That's all that there is. There's pretty much 4 lines. 4 supposed to be like monumentally impactful, meaningful, potent, substantial, weighty, conveying everything. 4 lines. And you're singing them. And so there's this weird thing that can happen. That did happen, where it's just like, I thought that maybe I'd have some like overwhelming wash of emotion that would confirm that I got the take. Because oftentimes when I write music, I have that moment of catharsis of like, oh my God, like in my bones, in my body, literally in my body, because I cry. Every time I write a good idea, I kind of get like tear in my eye to varying degrees of like this, aha, I got it. I know that this is it.
Yeah.
I don't really have that with vocal takes. Also because you have the philosophy of like, oh, well, we're going to be comping. So like, you don't have to perform it. You don't have to perform the real thing.
Oftentimes there's not enough time to like work that hard on getting that, especially like we're tracking like 13 songs in like a few days or something.
And it's like, that's not even the best way. But like when you sit down and write a song or draw a picture, you have this like final productness and you can trust that it's okay. I want to go back to the crying thing. I literally don't stop writing until I like get to that moment where I have this like tear in the eye reaction. And then I'm like, I got the cry idea. I'm sorry. No, but it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's definitely good.
Because it's like this physical affirmation. I don't know. Whatever. But I was severely lacking that. And I was like, you know what? Like, I don't know. Maybe it was your idea, my idea. But Erin's voice kind of cracks, which conveys this emotion. It was obviously a completely raw and genuine thing. She didn't even think of what she was doing as a performance. She was just sending me a voice memo. But it's kind of like we had the question, like, should I try to cry while singing? Like, what would I feel like I got this, like...
Yeah, something that's going to be captured forever.
Right.
Right? It's like, should we incorporate sort of an acting, in a way, like an acting variable?
Yeah.
But it's not acting because you felt the feelings in the past.
Right.
But that's like, I think that's kind of like what actors are doing too. Like, they're channeling things they feel, but in a moment that maybe is new, is novel.
Yeah. Wasn't the right thing for me.
Yeah.
It really didn't work. And, it was one of those things where I just had to walk away from the session knowing that between comps, like, we obviously had it. Like, we're us, so we're not going to stop until we know that we have everything that's there. But that's a trippy feeling to, like, walk away having not had this, like, the satisfaction of an artistic performance that will turn into this, like, hopefully very meaningful and impactful piece of art. It's like, how do you not have that thing that then turns into that thing? Which is weird because I'm 100% happy with how everything, I wouldn't change a thing.
Editing and post-production, a lot happens.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, you really, a lot of what you do as an engineer, as a producer is affecting compositional aesthetic. This is another thing I talk about all the freaking time. It's like, you're going to do things in those steps that are going to make people feel differently based on if you didn't do them. Comping something, editing something, adding this reverb, adding this effect, just whatever. It's going to make people feel a certain way.
Yep.
I want to talk about, you're saying that there's just 4 lines.
Yeah.
Right? The chords are very plain and it's very hymn-like. It's very kind of predictable in some ways. But here's the thing. This is technically mixed meter. Like, this tune is technically alternating between 3 and 2.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah. Really?
No, I just was like, this is how the song goes.
3-2-2-2, 3-2-2-2, 2-2, 3-2-2-2, 3-2-2-2.
No way.
They're 5-bar patterns.
Oh.
With alternating 3 and 2. It's like wild, right? Like,
go me.
And you don't feel that, or you feel that. You're not like, oh, this is mixed meter, It's like, but we feel an ebb and flow in the phrase because of it. This is why, for example, the BGVs, they come in with the texture to introduce our new sound palette. And then we have lead vocal, response from the BGVs. Lead vocal, response from the BGVs, lead vocal with some BGVs there. On the second moment that we were getting an even bigger influx of this sound bath moment.
Yeah.
And then the vocals respond again. And then the lead vocal, and then the vocals respond with a longer phrase. And the thing is that we have this alternating 3 beats, 2 beats, 3 beats, 2 beats, 2 beats, 3 beats, 2 beats, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2. And then when we get to the second sound bath moment, we have this 3, 2, 3, and then instead of doing the 2 bars of 2, you had already added, I think, one of these bars after that bar of 3. We'd expect to have 2 bars of 2 because we only added 1 beat, but there's actually 2 more beats here than every time it's happened. So I think what we found is that this last phrase, when we get that second dee da 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 dum bum, it hits this moment where it like has an impact, this soft sense of like where we feel the weight of it. And is this one of these moments where we're both like, that needs another beat? That has to have another beat.
No, I heard it one day when we were on Zoom. You heard it? I was like, please. I was desperate. I don't know. And it never hit me before. I think I agreed
with you immediately, though.
Yeah.
I think I was just like, yep. Anytime where anyone's just like, yes, I need more time with this. I'm just like, yes. yes.
It's
right?
True.
So it's like we scooted things back and whatever. And now you have just the right amount of time to hear the full tale of like the resonance of the chord from the strings and from the BGVs, and like the Rhodes is decaying and the cymbal and the bass drum. Like there's all these little things that happen in that space that allow us to feel like the weight of the concept of the subject matter. And then it's the one phrase to end it after that. It's the penultimate moment to the last phrase that we kind of arrive and drop and on everybody at the end.
Yeah. Can we hear that?
Yeah, so I'll just play a couple of the first phrase, right, with the vocal.
The day
1.
comes when you can't pretend. that all salt washes from your skin. Broken bones with time will mend.
And this would be 2 beats normally.
But when will January
Right? So what it really turns into is one whole bar of 3 that is that space, as opposed to what would have been the chord holding for 2 and then 2 beats of space, or really actually a chord holding for 4 beats, or 3 beats with 1 beat of space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can hear the difference, right? And it's like,
It's huge.
all we did is extend time a little bit. That's the only thing that's changed, and it's amazing what it makes us feel, because we get used to that pulsation. Now I say this is 3-2-3. You could really break this up in a lot of different phrasing. My point being is, like, that's how many beats there are. That's the phrasing, like structure, the lute structure.
Yeah.
You can argue on where these heavy points are, and this is just what made sense for the session of the moment. So if you're hearing different meters, that's awesome. But point being is that there's this time in that space, and when it comes to a simple tune like this, that little decision becomes so profound, because it's like not very many things have been changing, and like that was a huge amount of time, right? So I think it lets us sit with it before this final potent line that you deliver, that's hearkening back to Aaron's January line.
Yeah, I was really proud of this BGV arrangement. This
Oh,
was one of
yeah.
this was one of like the earliest. I think maybe this was the first.
That's something we haven't been doing enough on this podcast, is just like I honestly, like, we should just release the BGV bounces, because like Cass has got some serious, right? And this was all you from the day one, right?
Yeah, this was maybe
any BGVs that I was given already.
Yeah.
All you.
Yeah.
We went and reworked. Was it Release?
We were.
There was one tune, I think, where we completely revamped the BGV arrangement.
Yeah.
But that was just because the tune changed a lot, I think.
Yes.
It wasn't because your BGV arrangement was like missing the mark.
Yeah. This one is. I'm just proud of it.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, just
I don't
check
know,
out the density of it. It's insane.
It's not ever the same. Like, no response after a lead vocal line is the same, which I think also
super important.
That was some pretty intuitive salience.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And here's an interesting little anecdote. I actually performed this live one or two times, and I had some background singers, and someone said to me, interestingly enough, like talking about the ending phrase where there's some voices, every voice kind of ends at a different time and has different little melodic things going on. And they were like, well, can we just like change it to make it easier? They were having a hard time with it. Wow, and I was just like, I compromise in the moment because you got to pick your battles.
You do have to pick your
battles.
But like that's
inside of me, I was revolting. I was like screaming. I was like, no. Like some part of me knew that was just like not an option. God. And I don't care how hard it is. Dude. It was the right thing. Like, oh my goodness. So yeah, this was maybe the first time I even took a stab at writing BGVs.
This song?
Yeah, I mean, I recorded this in GarageBand. Like I was just. Was
this one that we actually opened up from a GarageBand arrangement that you had?
Yeah, because I liked my recorded piano. I didn't like that I had re-recorded it on a Rhodes. Not that the Rhodes was bad. There's just something about that patch on my Kronos where it had this like delicacy, no way, and strength. No way. Because of the bass register being so beefy,
yeah.
that hit
which
something to me.
Which normally can be a problem for mixing, but for this song it was perfect.
Yeah, to me that felt so emotionally resonant to just the way that the arrangement hits. When those bass notes hit, it's like a punch in the gut that just is so right.
Yeah,
for
feels
the
like
way
a different line. You have the bass line.
Ow.
This drony bass thing is just like its own personality.
Yeah.
The chords that are happening on top are kind of a different personality.
And it almost is like the only thing that really dramatizes the pulse. There's some anticipation, the doom ba da boom, like down there. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's almost like it's serving bass and percussion. And then the higher register, there's just something like clean and crisp about it. And also talk about like silly things. I always had that patch saved as like yellow, which is like the same type of yellow that ended up being like in the tree picture, which is funny because I was already attached to how that sounded. But there is something so right about the color, the way that it sounded, the way I thought about it, that I was just like, it has to be that. So we did open up a GarageBand session. This is my original performance from like, no, the Rhodes.
Oh,
I didn't re-record it.
Mm-hmm.
This was like what I wrote and sent to Aaron in 2018.
Yeah, I don't think I fully realized
yeah,
it would have been that one, but it makes sense. Of course, it's that one because that's the original Rhodes.
Yeah, totally.
That too, so
which is awesome. So a lot of instinct, which is always good to go back and look at your older work and like have a moment of like, wow, I've come so far and I've learned so much, but also like,
I was onto something.
It's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to play a little bit of this. And then later.
Also, definitely thank you, Hiatus Coyote.
Yeah, right.
You know. Sick.
The amount of salience that specific vocal arrangement adds to this particular, like,
it's
that
stuck
is
without
this
it.
massive lever. It's like that is the deception. That is the deception of the familiarity of the salience spectrum. It's because there's a lot of repetition. It's a slower tempo. It's really like the texture from the strings is very elongated. You know, it's a lot of the same stuff with two salient moments of deception with the textural. Like I love that you used the sound bath thing. I have to keep going back to that word. Like two of those moments. But yeah, every different response, every different thing, it's like, it's totally what adds just an immense amount of ingenuity to this. For sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's a short little guy.
Short little guy that kind of covers it.
Yeah.
Really.
It really does.
It's our second short track on the record. You know, the Morning Light was a shorter track to start chapter 2. This is a shorter track to start Morning Light to start chapter 1. This is a shorter track to start chapter 2.
And we will also have a short little prelude track.
Same thing, chapter 3 is a little prelude track to that chapter.
So here we get into
the record's narrative.
The record's
narrative. What about that main quest with all that codependency and all that change? And what do I do with change? Well,
let me tell you, the antagonist of codependency doesn't exist in the side quest.
Yeah, this is a different journey that's happening. I don't know, parallel. It's an offshoot. It's a branch, if you will.
Well, there's other problems, you know.
Yeah.
Other branch would be what does exist in real life is just like real life bullshit. Or like what exists in this is just real life. You know, talking about the end of Willing kind of being this, it harkens back to the lyric of the chorus, but it doesn't fully finish it. It stops at, and willing to face.
Face what?
And you don't get to complete that sentence. You don't get to say, what may come, whatever, because I'm the one who's the master of my own universe and I control everything. This is like, no, that is so privileged, first of all. And again, it's in a different realm. It's in the realm of like your chosen romantic relationships that are consensual and stuff. So you have some more wiggle room there. However, this is just like, no, this is just stuff that happens that you have no control of. And unfortunately, it's one of those things where it's like there is a before and there's an after when like an event like this happens, you know. It's like there's before and everything was la-da-da, and then it's just like you will have to deal with this. It's with you forever type thing. So that is the beast of this side quest, is just simply put real life bullshit. But of course there's a lot more weight and meaning behind there. We don't have to always talk about it like that, but
yeah, well, I think that's the idea, is that, you know, the main quest that is the record of clarity so far in chapter 1 is revolved around one concept that's very deep and a deep part of your development, when it related to what these songs were about and what you were talking to. Whereas this song, it shows you that, oh, well, if we can look to the other parts of our life where we are finding more success, where we're not being codependent, right? And we're going to get to that by the end of this side quest.
Yeah.
Is that, here's this best friend that you have.
Right.
You're not being codependent. You're interacting and relating to each other in very independent but coexisting kind of ways where you're both strong characters but both vulnerable and both kind of holding each other up, and also kind of being there. Yeah. And it's this equal relationship, which is like, I feel like codependency by definition is like an unequal,
right,
or out of balance, environment.
Inauthentic. Whatever. Everything that we have in this relationship between me and Aaron is like, it's genuine, it's pure, it's open, uncovered and open, one might say. It's intimate, it's unafraid. It's all of these things that like true love should be in any capacity that you just don't experience. So we'll use that as context, you will see, moving forward.
Yeah.
In regards to change, we're stuck with, it's still January. When will January end? Change kind of feels impossible in this song.
Yeah. So the idea with bringing the change thread into the side quest, right? Like we're using the side quest. It's going to be this song, and it's going to be the next song on the record release, and then we're going to hit Light On, and then Moonlight is eventually going to take us out of the side quest back into our main quest about codependency. So at the beginning of the side quest, I want everybody to think about the fact that like we're going on a small little side journey to learn what we actually need to learn to then bring back to our main problem, right? It's like we are using side quest, main quest. I go to video games where it's like, go here, and when you compete this little thing, you're going to get this type of potion or this little weapon or this thing that you need to defeat that big monster. But you shouldn't go defeat that monster until you like go do this thing for that guy and that person and do this, and then then you come back and you've got your health potions and you've got your sword and you've got your armor and you've got your stuff. Okay, now I'm ready to fight the enemy, right? The enemy that's currently winning,
right?
As of willing. It's like, okay, well, I wasn't prepared. I didn't have a battle plan. I didn't have my weapons. I didn't have, not to make it about violence, but it's kind of a clear one-to-one in that way. So this side quest, we're using it to relate. We're using it to relate to things. And here's an example of like, what is our main problem? Codependency. Here is an example where codependency does not exist, and we're starting this quick little story of like, codependency doesn't exist. You're being vulnerable. Change might feel impossible, but you're at least demonstrating true vulnerability and authenticity with each other. Now, interesting. That's going to become our first tool. Like that's going to become an actual thing that we're going to say, okay, what happens if we're authentic? Yeah. Right? What happens when we try to demonstrate that vulnerability with ourselves and other people? We can break down that codependency potentially.
Yeah. More specifically, in this case, we're demonstrating external vulnerability.
Right, external.
And
towards other people.
Towards other people.
Yes, exactly. That's great.
I mentioned in the beginning, I was afraid of sending this to her and it being received poorly, despite my intentions. Luckily, I think a true thing about being a person is like, even if you're misunderstood or something comes across wrong, usually you're going to be okay if the intention shines through.
Yeah, like it might take a discussion or
it might hit someone wrong. I don't think that in this case that happened. Although I still had those fears, I still first of all wrote this song, which was an outward display, an external display. You can hear it. It's outside of me. And then I went through this external ritual of like presenting something that I had made to someone else. Of course, I had my internal thoughts and stuff that got me there, but still a very outward expression of vulnerability and authenticity.
Think about earlier in chapter 1 where you didn't do that.
Of course.
You kept this boyfriend figure. You made the song. Now, it was based in codependency, but you didn't actually share it with him blatantly. You just did it in front of him, hoping that he would see it, maybe interact with it.
No, it's double-edged. It's
Right.
it's an outward display
You're
that
trying.
I'm not even being forthcoming about, but also the lyrics are not even honest.
Right, exactly.
2 thumbs down for
here
me.
you are blatantly being like, Aaron, here is this thing that I wrote in response to the way you felt and the way I feel about what it is. Just like, bam, vulnerability and authenticity.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we would hope that our character says, oh, wait, if I can do that, can I do that with the codependency situation I'm in? Right?
I wonder.
So we'll figure that out.
So we gained our first tool.
Yeah, totally.
Happy first tool.
Demonstrating external vulnerability and authenticity.
But you know what? I would go as far as to say that everyone should do.
Yeah, in a perfect
It's a
world,
good
we try
way
to
to
do it as
be.
much as we can, right?
Yeah. Okay. So it is takeaway
Some fun little takeaway
time.
Takeaway time. It's of course takeaway time. How did it take us to this episode to call
I
it
don't
takeaway
think
time?
I've been calling it takeaway
Oh my
time.
God, I've been missing it.
One more time.
It's
Takeaway time.
Yeah, baby.
That's like that era of jingles where everything ended in like a low voice at the end. Snack that smiles back, goldfish.
Oh my God, it is an era, isn't it?
What's the one that ends in yum?
Oh, Jesse Gillen Walters would know. He's listening and being like, it's this.
Yeah, there's another Arby's. We've got the meat.
Yeah, it is that.
There's
What is
an
the deal with
era.
that?
I don't know.
That's so crazy, actually, that you
I
point
think
that out.
actually the whole jingle, isn't it Taco Bell and it's just yum or
I think
something
it
like
is
that.
to be like the bell.
Yeah.
Whoa, this is crazy.
There was
I
an
need
era-
to start listening to that more.
Yeah.
Like in that way.
I know.
Super cool to think about. Like, why? Why is that?
Hey guys, if you can think
You
of
know
more
what?
jingles that
Wait.
end in a low thing, please
It's-
let me know. But also, Aaron, why
Here's
don't
the thing.
tell
it's
us why
salient.
it's good? I knew it.
Yeah, like it's salience is the answer. Salience is the answer to everything. It's because it's high and low. It's like
Yeah.
simple, high pitch, low pitch.
Okay.
Here's one thing here. Here's like
Aaron,
deception.
riddle me this.
Bam.
Why? See, this is great. This is Aaron working on the spot.
Oh.
We haven't gotten to see this yet. Why Aaron
God.
Walters is a low response to snack that no. To,
Yeah, that was right.
No. I was wrong. I meant to do the McDonald's one.
Oh.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it.
As in it's low. You go.
No, why can't we have a yeah at the
At
end?
the end of McDonald's?
Yeah.
Man.
It is a call and response already. I'm loving
It is. It's not as aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to study the lineage of like if things need to get, because I would imagine, right? My hypothesis would be that the McDonald's jingle is maybe older than some of these other ones.
Probably.
So it was in a time where maybe the differentiation of that register wasn't as needed to kind of like land as hard.
Yeah.
But if it's like we're more extreme, we're calling attention to these two ends of the sonic spectrum and creating salience. So like, but McDonald's is kind of a response. It's like not a lyric.
Right.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
It's a lyric. That's salient. Like you have a non-lyrical thing and then you have a lyrical thing that's responding to the non-lyrical
Yeah.
thing. So you don't need the low thing because you have non-lyrics and lyrics. Whereas in other things is like words. So how are we going to differentiate them? High pitch, low pitch. Nailed it.
Honestly, we should have a little fun time where people just like ask you
Me
questions like this.
Again, it's like I don't know the answer, but
But tell me he's wrong. Like
I don't
tell
know.
me he's wrong. He's not wrong.
It's not about being right. It's just like it's a hypothesis, like science. It's like in theory, this makes sense. Someone else could be like, well, this theory, maybe this is why.
Yeah, I know.
Right? I haven't studied jingles, but studying music, it's like you can kind of think about that. And composition can be 2 seconds,
Yeah.
right? You can find salience in 2 seconds.
Awesome. We're talking about short song. We're talking about short jingles.
Yeah,
That's great.
Exactly.
Hey, way to come full circle.
Hey, you started it. You started it. You put me on the spot.
That's fine. Okay, takeaway time.
Takeaway time. Yeah, I forget.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the melody was even. A big one is that sometimes unpolished is actually best,
Yeah.
right? Which is something
Believe it or not.
for us. You know,
Hard to
we're
accept.
perfectionists, hardcore. Have you listened to the record? But I think that like the other part about being a composer and a creator is like sometimes just knowing when enough is enough.
Yeah.
Right.
Or when you have the right thing and recreating it at a quote higher quality unquote, you're gonna lose something that you can't gain back.
Right. One of the episodes of this podcast, we lost the video. You've hopefully you've seen it. If you're listening, then maybe you're not hearing this because you don't even care because you're just listening.
What the heck, guys?
And it doesn't matter. But if you're watching this, there's a whole 20 minutes or something of one of the episodes where the little emergency alert went on the phone and it just crushed the video. We didn't get the video. And like I was like, well, we could maybe record. And Cassie's just like, no, we like found this thing and we're in this really natural place and like it was really special and like, you know, we were really like, you know, excited and I don't know if we can recreate that energy. And I was like, yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do something else. And they're like taking a picture, right? So perfect example of that. And it's just like sometimes it happens and you go with what makes sense and what is going to be the most potent thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And to piggyback off of that, talk about the unpolished nature of things. This goes hand in hand with we needed to keep Aaron's recording. There would have been something fundamentally so sad. We would have given up something for the sake of something else more polished that doesn't matter as much or isn't as potent. Like, we don't always need to rely on everything that's available in the whole entire world or just routine, you know, like sometimes you have this routine where you record the demo vocals
and then track
the regular ones. Let this be a lesson learned. Like, the more that I'm friends with more artists and just talk to people and hear stories and have conversations, I learned some really awesome stuff. Like, you know, in this case, we kept Aaron's vocals. I have so many friends though. One friend in particular, artist named A.G. Sully, Allie, she is the queen of, I like wrote this song in a session a day. It sounds really good, but like before I put it out, I'm going to go re-record vocals. And then she spends like all day trying to re-perform them better. And she oftentimes, I was about to say always, of course it's not always, but like often, more than you would think, keeps her demo vocals that she recorded on probably a crappy microphone, probably in the middle of a room without any sound treatment. And it's like that ends up being better because there's something to be said for capturing the essence of the moment when inspiration hits, and there's just something right about it. Another example that I know of, someone might fact check this, but it stuck out to me, so hopefully it's the truth.
At least you're honest.
Hey, you know what? Like, I'm Irish. Never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Oh my
Doesn't
God.
that completely debunk this whole album premise?
It's all fake.
Whatever. Anyway, Madison Cunningham, who I just absolutely love and adore.
Who doesn't?
One of her songs, Broken Harvest. First of all, if I was stuck on a desert island, I could probably, and I had to pick one song, that's a contender.
That's really.
Oh my God.
Really good
just
one.
like, what the heck?
Really good one.
And then I heard that she ended up keeping like the demo guitar because, you know, you can hear that there's some sort of like very complex delay. She's using pedals. She's probably running stuff through stuff that I don't know about. Gear. Guitar. But, you know, I think she kept it.
Yeah.
Because it's like she couldn't redo it. It was just perfect. So it's like you have to ask yourself, what is quality sometimes?
I'll tell you one thing. I think sometimes what that is sometimes it's bias. I think sometimes it happens is that you make a scratch something and then you put that on your phone and you listen to the mixes and you listen to that and you listen to it and you listen to it and you listen to it and then you get attached to it.
Demoitis.
You're like, oh, but I love that because I've developed an emotional relationship to it. So then all you're trying to do is recreate it because of that reason. Maybe it actually wasn't better, but you just think it is because you are continuously attached to what you've done, which is not bad. But I think sometimes that's the case too. At least in my experience, it's like I'm sometimes trying to convince, like musically, I think that actually we do need to redo this because like I know that this is cool in this way, but I think it's potentially missing the point in like these other really important ways. But somebody might be really focused on that one cool thing. And again, this is like, no one cares. And this is like the sort of semi-brutal thing that I always say sometimes. It's like, no one cares about your feelings. You know what I mean? Who's listening?
Yeah.
Like they don't, when they're listening, they're not like, I wonder if like this artist like enjoyed the demo and like left it there. It's like they're just getting affected musically.
Right.
So when you think about musical constructs and music composition, it's like we should be doing that. We should be conscious and aware.
Yeah.
On the same hand, though, or on the other hand, if that original thing is getting at something that's quintessentially potent,
Yeah.
you can't deny that. The guitar, we'll get to If I Knew later in this record, all the
Right.
acoustic guitars scratch.
Right.
All of it. I
Yeah.
never re-recorded any of it.
Right.
I was like, oh yeah, I'll re-record this. It was just like, I set my microphone in my middle of my room with like a shittier acoustic guitar than the good one I would have recorded with.
Right.
And I like really worked on the parts to such an extent that they became incredibly nuanced because I was just in it for hours and hours. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to redo that.
Right.
And I love the way
It's
it sounds.
perfect.
Its raw
Yeah.
attitude is essential for contrasting the cleanliness and stuff around it. And we'll get to
Yeah.
that. But 100%. I'm about to do vocals with Gracie this weekend.
Mhm.
And they're intentionally supposed to be scratch vocals.
Whoa.
We're like, we're just reference vocals so we can record drums and bass,
Whoa.
right? Because we don't have maybe the time.
Right.
And in my head, I'm just like, I'm going to set this up and treat it like it's not scratch because it may not be. It
I
may
love that.
become something
And you're
that
not
we
going to
use.
tell her.
I may not tell her. If you're listening to this,
Hey.
Gracie, I'm sorry if I didn't tell you.
I'm in full support of that.
Yeah, I may have mentioned like maybe but I'm like I've been half-assing kind of like how I'm talking about it
Good.
with her a little bit, so
I love
might be
it.
sneaky. And that's like being a producer. It's like, you know, directors don't always be like, here, actor, here's everything I'm planning on doing right now.
Right.
It's just like I'm just filtering. I'm just telling you what you need to know to do what you need to do.
Talk
right?
about also just being a vocalist is hard. There is
Yeah.
something that happens. Oh my God, Aaron, how many times did this happen? When you're like, hey, can you just do it like, you cut the take and you're like, hey, can you just do it like that? And I'm like, la. And it's like exactly what it is. And then as soon as we go to record it again, I don't do it. Like there is some mental craziness. I mean,
when the take is rolling, when
yeah. And it's like, what
tape
is that?
running, whatever people would say.
What is that? What is that? You know what I mean? So I think I
Just getting psyched out.
think it's amazing that you're like, let's just do this because again, this is knowing artists. This is knowing the environment. You're like, she's probably going to have a sense of freedom
Oh yeah.
and an acceptance of, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to experiment.
Oh, this is fine.
I'm going to improvise.
It's scratch.
Like,
I'm just going to go for it.
I'm going to just be relaxed. And then you capture something beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And you knowing that that's probably the case and then just being prepared for it and then hopefully surprising her later by being like, hey, Gracie, by the way, we can actually keep all that.
Yeah, right?
It's amazing. I
be
love
helpful.
that.
Could
I
be
love,
helpful.
love that. But yeah, I mean, I think what we're trying to get at is there's a time and a place for both.
Mm-hmm.
I would go as far as to say there's one easy way to test it. It's like, I wouldn't ever just settle and just like accept. Well, the Aaron thing I knew. So I guess sometimes you do know.
Yeah.
Like you can't recreate something. There's other times like Allie who will go and spend hours, painstaking hours just to finally accept that, you know what, I'm actually just going to
Over
go
and
with the
over
demo vocals.
Yeah.
Or the fact that Madison, I think, again, if I'm wrong, please, Madison Cunningham, tell me yourself. I would love to hear from you. But as far as my working memory goes, I think she tried to redo it and then only then decided, okay, my original thing was best.
Mm-hmm.
And that's great. Like, I love, it's cut and dry. You have your final answer right there. 9 times out of 10, unless you just have this like overwhelming intuition in which you're probably right. And then again, you go through the Aaron Walters. Well, why do I know I'm right? Well, I can give you 5 reasons why
Yeah.
having Aaron reperform this thing, it would not be good.
Mm-hmm.
There you
Just
go.
support it.
Bada bing, bada boom.
It's like a debate, but it's not facts. It's subjective feelings about art. So there's even less stakes.
Yeah.
You just have to like have a you don't have to have a reason.
Yeah.
But when you have a reason, it helps you know where you're coming from. And you learn
Absolutely.
more about yourself, I think, and your intention.
Yeah. And then you can listen to it when you're 95 and be like, yeah, I'm glad I made that decision.
That was a big guidepost for us for this whole record.
Totally.
Should we change this or do this? Or should we do real string quartet on the whole record on every song? Should we really expend the resources on that? And you were literally just like, when I'm 85, I want to listen to this record and be fucking pumped about it.
Yeah.
There's not a better reason to do something, right? That's a great reason.
Yeah. Well,
That's salt.
that's all. Happy side quest.
Happy side quest. We're in the side quest journey now.
Yeah. Happy gathering our tools.
Yeah.
And I hope everybody just listens to Jingles a little bit more intently now.
Yeah. I sure am. Jesus.
Okay. We will see you next stop at Release.
Yeah, Release. That's going to be a doozy. See you
Yeah.
there.
Bye.
Toodles.